We gotta get us some menus.
Gonna be interesting to talk about already. Trying to get to that. We're gonna be way over here. Ain't nothing like turns in front of us.
All right, guys, we are back and welcome to another great episode of In the Tunnel Sports Podcast. We are hype. I wish I could have seen the previous show. Maybe one day I'll go live and just show us, in pre-production in post-production, because it gets pretty interesting. All right, guys, welcome to In the Tunnel Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Nicole, with the K and the Y, and I am here with my wonderful co-host, Patrick the Truth Truesdale.
And I'll be talking the truth today.
And the man with the plan, Mr. Melvin Williams.
Go on more. It's called loyalty.
Oh, okay. It needs burnt orange. Okay. So, sports fans, I would like for you to like, share, comment on all our social media platforms. We have Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. I almost forgot. All right. But what I did not forget is paying the bills. So this episode is brought to you by the Bowtie Lawyer, Brian E. Overstreet. Facing legal storm, unsure where to turn. When you want your criminal case dismissed, there's only one name to remember: Brian E. Overstreet, the Bowtie Lawyer. From minor charges to serious allegations, Brian Overstreet is the answer when the odds seem stacked against you. With 25 years of experience and a track record of success, Brian is the defender you need in your corner. Remember, when you're in legal trouble, don't stress, just call the Bowtie Lawyer at 281-820-4LAW and let the Overstreet Law Firm fiercely defend your rights. All right, how did I do, Melvin?
You did awesome. You did awesome. I had to call Brian later this week to defend all this nonsense he's been talking about. But we're gonna hear
somebody pushing referees.
All right, so y'all, this is going to be an interesting segment. I can tell you now because we're going to start off recapping NFL week of last week. So Melvin, we're going to start. I know you're from Dallas, whatever, let's talk about the Cowboys in Washington. Let's just talk about it. Let's just get it on. Everything's out in the open. Let's get it. Ain't nothing left behind.
I mean, Rob, we started off we against Washington. Nobody gave us a chance. Oh, the Cowboys are done.
I didn't.
Oh, Washington, the playoff team. It's in Washington. Cowboys are trash. You name it, they said it. So we went out on the field and proved it. That's all I got to say.
Okay. All right.
Well, I just say, at the end of the day, Cowboy fans came out the closet because they finally won the game.
They came out.
So and then they come back talking about us losing, but we still in first place on the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So some dude called himself Pop Brown or something. At the end of the day, he trying to go back and forth with me with the Texans and the Cowboys and everything. First of all, we ain't that far from the Super Bowl team. So I've been waiting 50 years. A year or two, we be there. The problem is when Dallas gonna be there. But at the end of the day, good win out. Good man to see y'all get out.
Yes, congratulations.
So it is what it is.
It's so convenient. You like to talk about history when it's convenient on your team. When I talk about history, you're like, oh, we don't want to talk about no history. So let's talk about recent past. Recent past was last weekend, right? Okay, what the Cowboys do last weekend against a winning team, and what the Texans do against a non-winning team?
But the thing we did lose to beat Dallas.
How you say that? What you talking about? What you talking about?
You know what?
We beat Pittsburgh, your other team.
It'll be
Pittsburgh.
Russell Wilson, what?
No.
It doesn't matter. If your quarterback don't play, of course you're gonna beat them.
How you say that?
Okay.
Our quarterback didn't play.
Yeah.
Our quarterback didn't play the past weekend. And I'm going to say, you can't say your quarterback and you're going to play. Of course you're going to win.
This dude gonna sit up here and tell me their quarterback didn't play and they still won. When they played Pittsburgh, Russell Wilson played, still won. Now, if you putting Dak and Russell in the same league, are you out your mind? Is he just the backup quarterback just as good as him? And he's not even a starter. So what I'm saying with y'all, it don't matter who started. And y'all just be happy to win. There's nobody in that locker
He
room.
said just be happy to win.
In that corner room that got skill. It's like saying you compare that to Russell Wilson. I mean, I'm sorry. You're comparing that, but you comparing that to Pat Mahomes. I mean, come on.
I'm not comparing that to
CJ has been in the league.
Go through the
I
league.
can't compare
Nobody
to
trying to pay.
man.
Nobody trying to pay Russell Wilson.
Come on, man.
Everybody had a chance to go out and get him.
It ain't that.
Everybody had a chance to go out and get him. And they gave $1 million to go to Pittsburgh. Period.
So you're going to compare
Period. Why did Justin go get him? Since Russell's so great, why didn't they go get him?
Cowboys.
Why the Raiders didn't go get him? Since Russell's so great. Since Russell's so great, why the Raiders didn't go get him? All right, they prove my point.
So
Everybody want to get convenient memory now. Oh, you don't want to talk about the past. Well, Russell was a free agent, had a guaranteed contract. People didn't have to pay him. The Raiders didn't go get him. Jacksonville didn't go get him. Patriots didn't go get him. Jets didn't go get him. Pittsburgh got him for $1 million.
You know what's funny? All them teams he named for the man, they all bootleg. So it's a good thing he went to Pittsburgh. Who wants to go play with Jacksonville and the Raiders? Come on, man. Let's get out of here. Go on with the next question.
So I'm going to give Melvin just a little moment, and let's talk about
Give
the
this shot.
Texans and the Titans. Just
They out the
go in
closet.
all
Texans
you
and
want.
Titans?
Yeah,
Oh, I
just
get
go in.
I guess the Titans out the
32-26.
closet too because they beat the Texans. I mean, guess what? You talk about Brian.
Ain't nobody had a losing streak right now.
Anytime ain't nobody had to lose like that. We got teams in the NFL right now that lost more games we did already in a row. So that's that recent. That's most people get a bias in their head about a team, then they want to magnify. We're gonna talk about this more later in the show. They want to magnify everything that happens, even though that ain't true. We got two teams in the league that have longer losing streaks than the Cowboys this year, and you just sat there and say everybody losing like we are.
I mean,
Get
y'all-
back off the blinders, man, and realize that.
We
We've been there
forgot.
so long. 12-5, 3 years in a row. I ain't not winning in so long. Come on, man. Take the blinders off and just call it like it is instead of calling it like you want it to be. That's all I'm saying.
They haven't won so long. I thought they lost 10 in a row. I didn't know.
Because you don't look at the stats. You just go off your feelings.
Well,
You don't like the Cowboys.
I
feel like they lost 10 in a row.
I'm not like
That's because I'm looking at it.
I ain't gonna take the hour talking about the Cowboys like they do on first take. That's soap opera's boring.
I
It's
talk
like
about the Texans. You didn't want to talk about it.
you got a soap opera. Like all my children was on forever, but it eventually got killed. The Cowboys are terrible. I mean,
You got
you
another
said
like
eventually
Devin like Devin the rest is still going. The Cowboys still going, baby.
And these
Cowboys
are the
still
days
going.
of our lives.
Still going, baby. Young and the rest.
Okay, so true then. Let's talk about the era's husband in Cleveland. What happened?
oh man, I know. I looked at it they was doing their thing, and then they know a blizzard came. You never know what happened in a blizzard. But to me, the DBs was playing too far off, and they got caught slipping. But they still fine. See, the good thing with them, they can take a loss and come back and still win and be in the division. They better shoes than the cowgirl. So
Because that is part of the game. You're not going to win them all.
they win them out, yeah. But that storm. I mean, anything allowed to happen in that kind of weather. Anybody can win in that weather. I mean, it is up and down, but I'm just saying, it is what it is.
Melvin?
Oh, that boy, great quarterback. Russell Wilson went out there and made it happen. And he can play in any type of weather. We see what happened. That guess what? He's a good quarterback, not a great quarterback.
Okay. See, if you think that is on level with him, that's bad. Because the boy is a great quarterback. You name me the second best quarterback in the league. It's him. Name me somebody else better than him.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar can't read defense and win a big games. He don't have no iron on his finger. So don't you fix your mouth with that either, by the way.
By the way, Russell don't have none of the teams either. By the way.
But I really think,
By the way.
what you ready to have, Nicole? A ring or MVP?
I want to have a ring. I
Okay.
wanna
Would you ready to have a jacket or MVP?
a jacket.
Yeah, okay.
What would you rather have? $240 million or a ring?
That's the hard one.
Yeah, but
Right.
at the end of the
What
day,
you want a ring?
Because I'm heading to
but here's the thing.
No, you want $240 million or a ring?
Anytime somebody
Oh,
say
you don't want to have my
anytime somebody want to win, or they want to talk about the money. We
Right.
ain't
So,
talking about at the end of the day,
the ring.
I'll take any of them paychecks. At the end of the day, it's still about being a winner. Because a lot of people broke the bank, ain't did nothing. A lot of people broke the bank, couldn't even win a big one. So I don't hear that. At the end of the day, it's about that iron. They got iron.
So we have a comment, two comments from Tony. Hey, Tony. He says, "Go Steelers."
What's up, T? All big, all strong.
Andy says division battle in AFC North is always tough.
It's always still on Baltimore.
Thank you for joining in. All right, guys. So let's talk about this. And this is some. Oh, you had something else to add? Okay, go ahead.
Quick question: did Baltimore win this week?
Baltimore beat the Steelers.
No, they didn't play the Steelers. Did Baltimore win this week?
Yeah,
Okay, so Baltimore won this week.
the big debate last week about that. I've been checking if they win last week. I think it seemed like
Yeah.
last week. Like,
Baltimore won, right?
yeah, but the last week
And
they
the Steelers
win.
lost.
They lost. Like I said, the Steelers on.
Just like
The
Cowboys won, and Texans lost.
But now it's Russell Wilson and the Steelers on now. Yeah.
Who they play this week?
Go ahead.
Baltimore plays Steelers this week, right?
They play them again and whoop them again. What's new? The Steelers, Russell Wilson gonna whoop them. I mean, they always gonna take names and whoop ass take names.
So we were talking about the Ravens kind of leading into that, and that was good because you all talking about the bowl, right?
Yeah, the Harbaugh
The
Bowl,
Harbaugh
two
Bowl.
brothers.
Yes, the two brothers. And this is their third time. One time in the Super Bowl, and other times as head coach. You know,
Right.
and it's just something very unique. And also their father. I learned as I did further research.
Yeah,
that
they
he-
grew up
so
on
they're a
football.
football
Yeah.
family. They are a true football family.
Yeah.
All right. So the Eagles, they clawed their way. This is their seventh straight win. Did you know that?
Well, you got to give a lot of credit to Jalen Hurts, though I want to give him his props. Straight out of Chattanooga, Texas. Jalen Hurts balling. And it's great when you're a quarterback and a good quarterback like he is, and people down him like Shannon Sharp, you know, that you have a good back in the backfield when he took the pressure off him. And right now, his running back, Barkley, I think he's the MVP right now. Let's do it tomorrow. So kudos, shout out to the boy from Channel View. Keep doing your thing, and they rolling. They hot.
You any thoughts,
And by
man?
the way, you know, I told somebody they was gonna beat the Rams, and they was down, and somebody was talking noise, but it was down and came back, and Barkley just went to work. You know, but I understand, you know, and that's the thing what they gotta understand. It doesn't matter win or lose, they ain't going to win in the same division. So, you know, some Dallas fans I know, but it's all good.
So I will agree with one thing that Truth does. Barkley is, in my opinion, clear cut MVP this year. Not only with numbers, but the impact he's making on the team and in the league. Nobody else in the league is looking at any other play as much as they look at that play from a couple of weeks ago, where he jumped over the guy backwards. Never been done in football. So from that standpoint, so I think clear cut favorite, unless something drastically happens, he's actually carrying that team to the playoffs. Yes, Barkley is carrying that team to the playoffs with help from all the other, everybody else doing their part. But he's the biggest difference on the team this year.
All right. So let's move on to college football.
Yes.
Are you ready? All right, so let's talk about college, because this is how we started out. So this is a good, you know, since we already here, we here. Let's talk about Colorado and Kansas, Truesdale. Colorado lost to Kansas 37-21.
Well, what the thing is, me and Melvin, we did agree on something. We picked Kansas to win the conference, and Kansas had a slow start. The quarterback got hurt, came back, and a lot of teams that beat them in the conference, they played today. They couldn't beat them. I mean, Colorado just lost to a straight good team, and now they back healthy. They're making a good run towards the end of the year. They don't have a shot at the win Big 12. A lot of games they lost from the beginning. But, I mean, it just outplayed them, dominated them on both sides of the ball, defense and offense. You know, and then I know a little incident went down in the game, and I found out the data. We didn't get to see the game, but I saw replays of it and everything. But at the same time, they was talking about Sedora pushing the referee.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, he did push the referee from behind. Referee are like cops. If it's a brawl going down, cops got the right to come in the crowd, push people out the way, period. And at the end of the day, if you push a cop, well, because you're mad because he pushed you know, that's assault. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the referees are on the field. And I know you're frustrated because the guy hits you, but you're not above the law. You just can't push the referee, if they call it or not. You just can't do that. And at the end of the day, and so the kid learned from this, you know what I'm saying, and don't make no mistakes like that. because it's a surprise he didn't get ejected out of the game. And I hope that they don't go back and really look at their film and they get suspended for the last game of the season.
I agree. It's a game. It's competition, and it seems, I guess, to some people maybe just didn't mean to, unintentional, harmless and stuff like that. But that's how things usually start, slow. You get away with it, and then sometimes, if you ask me, people can use that against you. You know what I'm saying? And just you out of there.
Yeah.
And that changes the whole, balance of what's been going on.
I mean, the boys got temper because you got the son keep the security guard.
Yeah.
Now you got this.
Yeah.
I mean, character plays a role.
They should be the number one example since they daddy, what I'm saying, should be the number one example of how you should react and behave out on that field while you at work.
Yeah.
Because that's what he is.
Yeah.
Melvin, go ahead.
Last time I checked, I don't remember Dion put his hands on anybody or getting any altercation. So if you saying your dad should be a role model in that sense, he's done that over the years. And go back and check the record because you like him as a player. I don't think you ever saw Dion get any altercations other than with wide receivers when they go on against each other one-on-one.
First of all,
playing.
they don't tell them they got in the fight.
So
and regardless of how you fight, everybody's the biggest fight of the year when they hit Andre Rison had the fight. They came on the field beefing, and so they went head up, they started fighting. So he had ball before now. Come on now. Come on.
He was fighting in the midst of playing football during the game.
It was the beginning of the game.
So can I finish?
They came out there fighting.
Can I finish?
Well, you say you never saw him get in the fight?
I said you haven't saw him get into an altercation, a fight, other than on the field when he was going against a wide receiver. Name it. And that happens every week. When they start hand checking, somebody hits you in the face,
Let me explain the story to you.
Go ahead.
When him and Bronson got into it, they knew they were going to go at it.
Right. So they got
it wasn't even social media then, and they knew they were going to be like, what up? Soon as the first play of the game said them playing football, and it's doing football now, they want to go out there and fight. And that's what they did.
You said first play of the game, right?
Have I ever seen Deion Sanders hit somebody? Yes. And sometimes
he hit Andre Rison after Andre swung on him. Go back and we can pull up the footage right now. I bet you $1,000 right now if Andre swung on him first. I done watched the footage.
It doesn't matter who swung on you first.
Okay, so you ain't defending yourself? You ain't defending yourself? No,
because at the end of the day.
So at the end of the day,
it was like,
every man got a right to defend himself.
Okay. So what I'm saying is,
so don't try to talk about, they role model. So guess what? I'm gonna be a role model and tell everybody, you got a right to defend yourself. Don't let nobody walk up to you, hit you, and then you just don't do nothing.
You sound like a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Why are you at work?
Now you sound like somebody.
Why are you at work?
But you defended yourself.
What Nicole said was, and I agree with what she's saying. She just said that you got to set the example, and you jumped up and said you never seen Andre Rison get in the fight. And all I was saying was he has Dion. He said Dion, and all I'm saying is this: I have seen Dion get in the fight, regardless of who the first punch. Those dudes was beefing all week in the newspaper, in Frisco and Atlanta, and talking about who House it was and all that. So Andre took the first swing. At the end of the day, they were gonna swing regardless. So yes, Dion defended himself. But for you to say you never seen them get in the fight, that's a fight right there. They wouldn't even worry about the first play of the game. They were worried about getting each other face, bumping and going.
Right.
Now, during the game, y'all getting physical, y'all fight, that happens in the game. But for me to say, and then you want to jump and say you defend yourself, but you defend yourself, we all defend ourselves. But that fight was going to go down. Andre happened to throw the first punch, and they both look like clowns out there, grown men fighting, but she apologized after the game at the end of the day. So even with that, you should teach certain things and about not, it's the way you got to do things, you got to calm your nerves, because one little punch could cause a game.
Mm-hmm.
People don't understand that one person can get you ejected out of the game.
And these teams have a target on their back.
Right, they have a target on their back, but not just them. It's about even any key player. Even you might not even you just can't afford to get kicked out of a game, and that could cause a game. And they were just blessed to get away with it because when he pushed the other referee pushed him.
Yeah.
Like, hey man,
and this It was the head referee that he
Yeah,
pushed. So
the
when
white
he
hat.
did it big. He went to the
Yeah.
head, you know.
And he was a brother. I was surprised that brother turned around and hit his ass.
Okay, he was trying to be fair.
So,
Go ahead, Melvin. Go ahead and get it off your chest. Go ahead.
I'm not defending what Shador did. Shador should get suspended if you ask me. He shouldn't be playing the next game because you're right. When you let anybody get away with pushing the ref, then another kid gonna think he do it, and they ain't throw a flag on it. So in my opinion, Shador shouldn't be playing the next game, first and foremost. Secondly, like I said before, when people get certain thoughts in their heads, I don't know a lot of men. Bottom line, I'm talking like bona fide men that's gonna sit there and let somebody in their face all week, like you talked about Andre Rison was, and then go on field and let him hit you and don't do nothing. Like, come on, let's keep it real. Whether you like Deion or you don't like Deion, whether you trying to promote fighting or don't promote fighting, I'm promoting fighting, but you ain't gonna disrespect me all week and then get on the field and go get right in my face and hit me and think I'm gonna be like, we good. No, he knew it was coming, so he was ready for it. So if you know a fight is coming, yeah, you should be ready for it. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with teaching kids. There's nothing wrong with teaching people to be prepared to defend yourself. And that's what Deion was. Because once again, like I said, I've watched the footage 1,000 times. And trust me, before I made that statement, I knew I was going to make that statement about. Deion did not throw the first punch. He didn't even initiate all that. We all know what Andre Rison was about back then.
That's a question, though.
Period.
We
So,
know what they both was about.
Right.
And they both, that's just a lot. Crazy.
Okay.
So I'm asking this.
Okay.
I'm asking this. Did Deion fight? Did
He defended himself.
So when you defend
During the course of the game.
So,
You brought up his other son, Shiloh. That was in the course of the game. You say, you got a living example.
all I said was what's going on with the boys. They got a temple. One kicks security guard, one just pushed the run.
And I said you ain't never seen Deion. You ain't never seen Deion get into it other than in the course of a game when he's going up against a wide receiver. You ain't seen him go up against running back.
But listen what I'm saying.
Linebackers, the quarterback.
But Mel, you're saying the same thing. All I'm saying is this: yes or no. Regardless do the first punch, beginning of the game is personal because ain't no way in the world two players gonna fight first play of the game like David Boston and Charles Woods. They were beefing all week.
Yep.
And then Boston was trying to fight them all night. All I'm saying is this: if you get in the fight on the first play of the game with a player, it's something going on. It's beef. Regardless, we hit each other. So Nicole, if I hit you, you hit me back, and we fighting. Guess what? You fighting.
Yeah. And all they know is both of y'all kicked out and both of y'all got to find at the end of the day.
And regardless who hit each other first, you defend yourself.
But you defending or not, you got to find.
Say you never seen Deion get in the fight as a football player. That was personal. Rosins happened to throw the punch first because they both were pushing. The whistle was blown. They both pushed each other. Then that's when Rosin took a swung and he took a swung back and they started jamming each other. For set the record straight, you have saw Deion get in the fight. And it was the first play of the game on some personal stuff on the field. So he has done some things. He ain't perfect. Ain't nobody else perfect.
I didn't say it was perfect.
So get the
thing. I said you ain't seen Deion get in the fight other than during the course of the game and with a wide receiver. Andre Rison, wide receiver. You just confirmed the first play of the game for the course of the game. I'm done with it. Because what I said is fact check. Fact check what I said. Fact check what you said. I'm just saying.
It's a fight still. So
okay.
So let's move forward. Let's talk about A&M. I mean, it's about to get heated, but let's talk about A&M and Auburn. 43-41.
It was a trap game, you know. A&M got caught in the trap game. They came back, they lost in overtime, but that's the worst thing that happened. Because all they're gonna do now is come hard and play hard. They got a home field advantage, and they ain't gonna do nothing to get ready to kick UT ass.
Melvin, do you agree, disagree, concur?
I would be like the Indiana coach. Really? You ever see our record? Really? That's what the Indiana coach said. And he had every right to say it. You just lost against a team that had a losing record, which is Auburn, which is A&M. We just beat a team that had a losing record, which is Kentucky. So we did what we were supposed to do last week. A&M didn't do what they were supposed to do last week. So guess what we're going to continue to do? We're going to continue to do what we're supposed to do, which is beat the team with the lesser records. It don't matter where you are. We're going to College Station and turn and burn on. Done.
Go.
Yes.
No comment. I'm done.
All right. Okay. But this is I don't even know what to say, but let's talk about
'Cause
SMU.
We'll be on fire again next week.
Then SMU, they clinched the spot and they going to the championship. Right. That's Virginia.
So the interesting SMU program, not giving them roses. So I'm happy for them. They clinched this weekend by beating Virginia. They made it to the ACC championship, which they got a trap game this week. I think they'll win against Cal, but they made it to the ACC championship. So, it upset me every time my stomach why the Big 12 wouldn't take SMU. And even before they tried to get in the Pac-12, they wouldn't take them. So they knocked on ACC though. Told them we don't need the TV rights. We get y'all conference. They told them they have to make $100 million in a certain amount of days. So they raised $100 million in 3 days. And the collection team, alumni did. In 3 days now, they call them the Mustang Mafia. And look what they're doing. And they in the ACC championship. And ACC is a tough conference. Always been the second best conference to me behind the SEC. And it'd be back go up and down. And for them to do what they're doing, I salute them. And I'm happy for them. It's happy to see the Pony Express is back and the program back on the rise. But it makes the Big 12 look like idiots because that's the most watered down Power 4 conference. And they turned them down. I just don't know what they have against SMU. They was good back then. The Catholic program never should have did that. And it seems like they want to continue to see that program. They just don't want to see best for them. For them to do what they do, and the ACC let them do what they do, they say, okay, and we ain't got to pay you. Look, that's how much money the school got, how much money the program got. And look where they at now. Only way to Charlotte. And if Miami went out, they're going to be playing University of Miami.
Okay. Anything?
No, I agree. I mean, I told you that a couple of weeks ago, not a little longer. That was the biggest mistake that the Big 12 made was not bringing in SMU. They thought because they got TCU and TCU was doing okay, that they had a tough market. You actually have a tough market with SMU, and they've shown that. And you start talking about money, you talking about loan money. He just said it. Those guys can raise millions of dollars on the drop of a dime after about 10 minutes worth of phone calls. If that, I got friends, family that have gone to SMU. So you know what? They just don't continue to do their thing because guess what? They're not good here. They're gonna be good for a minute, a hot
All right. So Truesdale, Alabama's out. They lost to Oklahoma, 24-3.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Oklahoma needed that win. The head coach needed that win. That's tough. They out of it. Alabama's out of it. It's like, hey, it's a lot of pressure up to them. If they lose to Auburn, which I pick Auburn to beat them, it's gonna be a lot of heat on their coach. It's gonna be a lot of hell. That was pretty bad, man, real bad. And them being out playoffs, I got to give Oklahoma a salute. It was a big part in Norman after the game. And my boy, Nathan Wesley, shout out to you, Coach, you're calling up down there. Got a sports bar up there. I know they had a time of their life up there. And that was huge for the community of Norman and for them to, stepping up later on. And I still think, they're going to be all right down there in Oklahoma. They're just going through the ups and downs right now. But that was a big win.
All right.
Now, kudos to, I don't give much props to OU for obvious reasons, but they did their thing against Alabama in Norman. Probably one of the bigger wins they've had in Norman in a long time against a top-ranked team, and they obviously weren't favored to win that game. The last thing I'll say about OU is do the right thing. OU, Oklahoma State, rivalry week. Y'all should play each other every year, no matter what conference y'all in. Just like Georgia will be playing Georgia Tech in the ACC, Georgia's in the SEC, they still play each other. So don't be like Texas and Texas A&M was when A&M left for the SEC. We didn't play each other for 13 years. And we had to come back and get the same conference, play each other again. It's not about the schools. It's about the community. It's about the fans. It's about the alumni. Everybody wants to see Oklahoma and Oklahoma State continue to play.
Melvin, that's not a rivalry, man. One thing Jackie Shipp taught me, from All-American, 8 years in the league. He tell me all the time, Oklahoma State is not a rivalry. Now, you can start off as rivalries, but if you don't beat them in 30 years, 15 years, 24 years, it's not a rivalry anymore. TSU and Prairie not even a rivalry. TSU may beat them this year, but it's still not a rivalry. They got to prove themselves by beating them 40, years in a row to make the rivalry back. They beat them 12 years in a row. So I mean, it's good for the community and everything, but them people ain't worried about that. It's not a rivalry. The real rivalry is Oklahoma. I mean, I'm sorry, UT, y'all. That's the real rivalry.
So I agree with you. So you know what? It's gonna never be a rivalry if you stop playing each other. You're the same backyard, same community. Like you say, Texas and OU is a much larger game. Has been for years than Texas and Texas A&M.
And they go back and forth. Now, if they beat
both teams, both schools. If you talk to alumni over the years at UT, and alumni over the years at A&M, we always wanted to play each other again in football. It wasn't anything about the students, the alumni. It was, it was about other people and their desires. So all I'm saying is all these, especially with all the consolidation, you know what? I want to see Oregon and Oregon State continue to play each other. I want to see Washington State.
Well, they doing that.
I want to see Arizona State continue to play each other. Some of those games are still going on. So whenever those regional games get broken up because of different conference alignments, once again, Texas and Texas A&M showed it for the past 13 years. This is going to be one of the bigger games in a long time. I mean, ESPN College Game Day is there, and A&M just lost last week. So they could easily say they were going to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
but because this game had been played,
it's a rivalry, though, but at the same time, it's a rivalry too, though, because before they stopped playing, they were going back and forth. OU and Texas go back and forth. Oklahoma State, though, you don't go back and forth, so you can kind of get away not playing that game.
Back in the day when they had Barry Sanders and Thurman Thomas, they were going back and forth. They were going back and forth.
No, they wasn't. Okay. No, they wasn't. All right. They wasn't big now. Oh, he's going back to take. I look at the game every year.
I watched it too. I went to Oklahoma State, and they won the year he was there.
Yeah.
They beat OU the year he was there. When Jim Johnson was there, they beat OU.
In the 80s, how many times Oklahoma beat
Oklahoma might have won more times. They might have won more times. But guess what? It's not like they won. Oklahoma State won one time.
But Melvin, the only thing I'm telling you, Melvin, is this: if you play a rivalry game and you don't beat a team, you beat them every other 10 years.
Not every other 10 years.
That's not a rivalry. It might be a rivalry because the schools close to each other. It's not a rivalry.
There's been times when Oklahoma won the Cotton Bowl game 3 out of 4 years, 4 out of 5 years. There's been times when Texas won 5 out of 6 years. And people still say it's a rivalry. You just get the best of each other for a while. Especially when you got a good recruiting class and you got Ricky Williams coming out for the next 3 years. They got Josh Heupel, the Heisman Trophy winner, for the next 3 or 4 years. You got a good recruiting class, you can win 3 or 4 years in a row. That's all I'm saying. But I still think for communities across the country, it's good to continue to play those regional games and not let money and conferences dilute what's good for the actual alumni base and the fans.
All right, so let's talk about Indiana. They lost to Ohio State 38-15. Ohio, they on their way. On the pop.
Well, yeah, Indiana. They lost. Ohio State put on them. Where Indiana have a chance, we'll see. I know everybody want to knock their schedule and what they accomplished and what this man's doing. They getting there. So, I give them Ohio State was close from the beginning, but I give them props. My prediction was wrong. Ohio State won.
I go back and forth whether or not Indiana should be in the playoffs or not. I said it last week. They're a good team. They just don't have the horses to compete with some Ohio States of the world, Oregon's of the world, Texas of the world, Georgia's of the world. That can go 2 and 3 deep. So good team. By the way, I don't foresee them staying that way. You go 10-1, 10-2, 11-1, whatever. Go to a guy's bowl game. They'll definitely help the recruiting at IU. So it was still super happy for what IU is doing this year, and it was a decent game in the first half.
All right. So I want to talk about something real quick.
I don't want to go back to what you just talked
Okay, go ahead.
Oklahoma State never beat them in the 80s. I want to go back to the 90s.
Okay, come on.
And
I see a lot of orange.
I see In 95, in 97, 96, that's when they beat them 3 times in the 90s.
In 4 years.
Okay. When we go to 2000, they beat them what? Twice, 01, 02, rest OU. 11. And then had a coach been there about 16 years, and he just beat them with 3 times. And they won the last time they played. So to me, that ain't no robbery. Look at all this, look at all this, look at all this. If you look at all this, how many times you see orange? You see nothing red up and down.
Yeah, for the most part, I do.
I just like to
Orange
go
is
back.
nice. It is a nice, you know,
It's good for the
on my
community.
skin tone.
Yeah,
It is. So since we're talking about robbery, I want to talk a little bit about this because I'm excited because I don't know what I'm getting into, and I'm excited when A&M and Texas, when they get ready to play, and it's exciting. And so I want to take a moment, Melvin, and talk about these tickets. Okay. And I looked up this thing and it was like, for the price of the tickets, there's some several things that you can like buy instead of that. So I'm gonna just name them real quick. One is courtside Spurs tickets. Okay. Another one is rent for a 1-bedroom apartment in San Antonio. All right. Autograph Quinn Ewers or Arch Manning jersey. A flight from Austin to Hawaii. Now that sounds nice, right? Passes to Austin city limits South by Southwest. That's always a good one. So those are things that you can buy at the price of just a ticket.
I mean, it's a true rivalry game, and both teams are playing well. Have good records, nationally ranked, have marquee players on both sides of the field. It's going to be in A&M. If you've never been in a game in A&M, which I have, if you've heard this said before, it is true. Once they start swaying, the stadium physically moves. So imagine playing in a stadium where the stadium physically is moving once all those students in the stands start swaying and doing their chant. It's definitely a home field advantage. So it's something that the Longhorns got to be prepared for. They're going in a hostile environment, especially when you start talking about being a night game. Can you imagine how long all those people are going to be tailgating and drinking? Some people gonna start literally Friday because it's a holiday.
Yeah.
And then, a lot of people are gonna get down there, Saturday morning and call it between 8 and 12. And even if you get down at 12, you still got 6 hours worth of indulgence.
A whole bunch of
So yeah, it's gonna be a crazy atmosphere, probably one of the best college atmospheres you can see all year. But you know what? I think it's gonna be a good game. And I'm still predicting my Longhorns to win, but it's not like we're gonna go in there and blow them out. They didn't got the good players.
I mean, every hotel is sold out.
Yeah.
For 100 miles.
Yeah. Okay, so Truesdale, can you just guess what the most expensive ticket is?
$50 line.
No. I mean, like the price, like how much?
I mean, I can't give you the price, but I can tell you it's gonna be over between 10 and 12 grand.
Okay.
I'll say 15, 16 grand.
Most expensive ticket is $7,932.
Okay.
You know what the cheap?
I'll think it's sweet level.
I think it's sweet level.
Sweet level with all the food stuff.
Yeah.
That's how we roll.
And the
Now, still $8,000 for one ticket.
Yeah.
You don't know. You only live once, right?
That we are in the works to be doing drinking and talking on the road on Saturday.
Yeah.
So Texas I'm excited about that too. So we're looking forward to that. So that's gonna be fun. But like you say, the price for tickets, like you said, that like Melvin said, sweet level. That's what we talking about. 50-yard line. All that. I mean, season tickets was higher than the Cowboys when Johnny Manziel won Heisman, and they had the biggest crowd ever in football history when they played Ole Miss. It was about 112, 113 was down there. So I mean, they didn't add it on. So this game gonna be really crazy. So it, like I say, even though A&M lost, but at the end of the day, it's still a big game regarding rivalry. And whoever win go to the SEC championship. So this is a pretty deep game too, because them not playing in 18 years, they back, and they both in the SEC now, and they both, and it's Texas first year, and they both playing for the SEC championship to go to Atlanta. Hey man, this is huge. This is huge.
All right. So Melvin, before we start talking about our HBCUs, let's go back for a minute and let's do our K-Rito quick hit for the MVP for 2024 the NFL.
Yeah,
I
so
want to know who you got for MVP. Who are your picks?
so this week's K-Rito quick hits. Don't forget, get your K-Rito for Christmas. Even though Thanksgiving's coming around, come too early to get your K-Rito for Christmas. Spicy watermelons are number one selling flavors. Taste delish.
It is.
Delish. And then you have mango for all you sugar crush people. Really like something sweet. Something's gonna be great taste. And then you have the special tamarind flavored tequila, one of the only ones on the market. Definitely one of a kind.
I think I'm gonna cook with that.
There you go. There you go. So choose that this week. This week's K-Rito quick hit question of the week. Who do you think are the top, we'll just say top 4 NFL MVP leaders in order? Go at number 4. Who you put
Number 4, I put Lamar Jackson.
number 3?
I put even though people say he played up and down, but they still win the job. Patrick Mahomes,
Number 2.
Henry,
Number 1.
Barkley, Eagles running back.
Okay.
Who you got, Melvin?
So I actually, the only one I would flip is I would flip I would do Henry 4, Patrick Mahomes 3, Lamar Jackson 2, Barkley number 1 right now.
Man, Henry did some stuff last night, and he been doing some stuff all year. And the crazy thing, Baltimore really ain't been using any to use the boy.
So I mean, he might be a penalty of the fact that they the play calling for sure. But Lamar got better stats right now than Henry does, and I would say the Baltimore's record is probably more because of what they're doing, what they did with Henry. If you look at them, every time they run Henry more than 12 times, they win, and they ran him more than 12 times last night. When they don't run him at least 12 times, they lose.
Yeah, well, of course, they got the offense thinks the ball is in his hand all the time. They use everything around him instead of them just start giving that boy the ball.
Well, I just got one question though. But I don't want to segue too much, but I just want to throw something out there. You said you had Lamar Jackson in there, and you had Mahomes in there in MVP race. But earlier you said Russell was the second best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, but Russell just started playing.
So you're not.
Well, when they say MVP, they look at numbers. Now, if you want to ask who's better, the best who's ever had is Russell Wilson. If the game is on the line, I'm gonna give you Russell Wilson. MVP ain't nothing but politics. I don't care about MVP. I look at champions. I look at who's gonna win in the clutch, who's gonna win a big game. So as far as MVP, it's a show. It's about numbers, entertaining, and that's what he does entertaining. Now, if you want to talk about who the best quarterback, Russell Wilson. If you want to talk about the game online, who I trust, Russell Wilson. It's gonna be Russell Wilson. If I ask him who's gonna win the championship, it's Russell Wilson. He has done all that.
Gotcha.
All right, sports fans, we want to hear from you. Comment, who do you have MVP for NFL 2024?
Because if you think about basketball, James, that's all he is. James Harden, football, I take out all the time, and James Harden got all them MVPs, and it was just in one game. I wouldn't have put him on my team for nothing.
All right, so now we can talk about our HBCUs. Truesdale, Jackson State, they beat Alcorn 48-10.
Yeah, they blew the doors off all the Cohen. So another week from now, you're gonna have the big championship
In
game.
the Soul Bowl.
Yeah, the Soul Bowl. All going put it on. I mean, I'm sorry, Jackson State put it on them. And yeah, Jackson State get ready to play Southern, which I got them to win it. And they'll be compared to sitting in the cup waiting on who he's gonna play. And like I said, be Jackson State in the MEAC Bowl. So I'm sorry, from the MEAC to the HBC Natty and like ATL.
So, but we got the Bayou Classic coming up this week, though, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Classic, yeah.
yeah.
So, that's a rivalry game. So, Southern should take care of business
I got Grammy.
And win that game.
I got my boy Mickey Jones, so I got
And
Grammy.
then
You know what I'm saying? At the year, but
yeah. I mean, I'm not rooting against Grammy. I just think
I
Southern
really
got
for my home boy.
a little bit too much. And I wouldn't count Southern down against Jackson State either. We're gonna see. You got to prove it on the field. Just go ask Texas A&M.
There's some changes made at Grammy. There's some changes been made at Grammy, so it's gonna happen. I got Grammy win. But yeah, you know, I can talk about Texas. I'm like, I said no comment. I'll say that for next week. So got your burn orange shirt, going orange jacket, going orange. Yeah, you just burn orange down. You match the skin color.
Boink orange.
Orange, burn, whatever.
Or is it orange? Do you say orange or orange? All right, Truesdale, let's talk about this next because you were talking to me about it. I was getting excited. You and Melvin on the phone. Let's talk about the college football playoffs.
Oh.
And the brackets and how everything is going. So before you go in, I want to talk about, I always research and do some AI. So this is who they have. Okay, just as of now, they have Oregon number 1, Ohio State number 2, Texas number 3, and then is it Penn State number 4? I think, yeah. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's really confusing because it's going to come down. This weekend is going to play a big role because it's like Melvin says, rivalry week. It is certain conference game week, trap games. So, and then next week, the championship. So we have 2 weeks to find out like what's really going on. But at least after this weekend, we'll halfway know who really is in the mix in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Notre Dame last game against USC. So they don't have a championship game, so they don't clinch. To me, I think, if Texas and Georgia play in the SEC championship, I think they both really should go. That ain't saying if A&M goes and they lose, they might not go to the playoffs. So I think, really the reality, they try to put 4 SEC teams in. But after this weekend, all these teams losing, it kind of set them back. Because what it looked like it's going to be 3 teams. We don't know. So this stuff is really crazy. It's like the Big 12, that's wide open. You know what I mean? It's wide open. We don't know what's going to happen. Because I think, remember, you were saying Iowa State and Kansas State.
No, so if everybody, so right now you got, I think, 4 teams, Arizona State, Iowa State, Colorado, and I believe Kansas State are all tied in the division. But if they all went out, then it's going to be Iowa State and Arizona State in the Big 12 championship game. So kudos to State. Like you saw me rocking their gear a couple weeks ago. Some boys bringing it.
But the thing is, everybody thinks they're on the mount, but they really not.
No, if they're
BYU losing, that helped.
Yeah, BYU lost. That helped for sure. So I think they need Arizona State and or Iowa State to lose, and then they obviously got to win next week, and they got a chance to get into the Big 12 championship game. But either way, they just got to take care of business. Like Deion said, the boys will snub themselves last week instead of going out and taking care of business on the field. You'll get beaten no matter how good you are.
Well, they still lost a good team, though. But
they did.
At the end of the day, it's like putting a puzzle together. We're putting thousands of pieces together. We're trying to figure it out. It's like this playoff. It's crazy. We don't know what's going to happen. We pretty much know. We can say about 3 teams we know are in, but it's confusing.
Which is fun because this time last year we had a 4-team playoff race, and so we literally talking about 5, maybe 6 teams that could get in. Now we're legitimately talking about maybe 16 teams, 18 teams that can get into the playoffs. When you start talking about who's gonna make it in the Big 12, how many SEC teams are gonna put in there. Everybody think they're gonna put 4 teams in there. When right now it may only be 3 because you got everybody's gonna have 3 losses depending on how it shakes out. To your point, I think if the Longhorns and Georgia get to the SEC championship, Georgia has how many losses right now? They got 2 or 3.
But the schedule they played, the road games they played.
Yeah. So that's the thing. That's the thing. That then you're gonna have people going, oh, SEC bias. If you put a 3-loss Georgia team in there,
But
and you don't put a 1-loss Indiana team.
Yeah, but it's about happening to them.
I agree. I agree.
He's gonna carry a lot of avenue, and a lot of other teams like Notre Dame gonna carry heavy avenue. I mean, heavy money coming in. But at the same time, though, last year was 4 teams. It was a big controversy. It's still a big controversy, but it's better with all these teams coming in.
I agree. And so just a little clarification how the format's set up. The top 4 conference champions get a bye. So the top, whether it's SEC, Big 12, ACC, Big 10, the top 4 get a bye. And then that 15 conference champion actually gets a home game, and then they rank the teams after that. So 5, 6, 7, and 8 will play at home. So first time ever, you're gonna have a playoff game at home, which that ain't a bad deal. The school gets a chance to make a lot of, all games gonna be sold out.
Mm-hmm.
No matter who they're playing, but you're looking at it, you might have Georgia, which is a warm weather state for the most part, going to Penn State to play in December.
That weather gonna be
Or you might have Tennessee going to Indiana to play in December. If Indiana wins, right?
Anything could happen. So let me ask you this, Dale. If I had my last $2 and I was going to put it down on the bet, who's going to win the conference? Who's going to be the champions? Who would you tell me to put my money on? Because I did some AI,
in
prediction.
the SEC or where?
Yeah.
The SEC. What depends who plays. Georgia and Texas, I put my money on Georgia.
Okay.
If Georgia and Texas and Georgia play,
Just overall. Yeah.
overall,
Yeah.
I think it ain't gonna be Georgia because they can much fun. But it depends who's playing.
Just all the teams, just
Oh,
whoever.
it's overall.
Overall.
But
Yeah.
right now, I can't really say who's gonna win the championship. I
Okay.
can't say it right now.
So
I can't really say it till the bracket come out.
to the bracket. Okay, so
Exactly.
just throwing it out there, just as of now, AI generates stuff, GPT chat and stuff. So if I had these last $2, they telling me to put it on Ohio.
If I had the last $2, put it on the Horns.
Well, of course,
Sure.
sure.
And that's the last team they say put it on.
And if I had a second choice, it would be Oregon.
They said Georgia.
It would be Oregon.
Oregon was the third. It's Ohio, Georgia, Oregon, and Texas. Now that's AI generated just based on on data.
Ain't nobody sticking on Oregon. They got Oregon in there.
They get on there. My last $2.
Yeah, it's just,
So should I go by what you say,
yeah.
or should I go by what they say?
Because sometimes, here's the deal I tell everybody. It is like the black cowboy fans can't tell them nothing. Sometimes you just can't be too biased. You got to just
So I'm being biased.
face reality.
Oregon, I'm being biased.
So you been buying North Texas.
No, I said Oregon.
You said Texas.
Texas first. I mean, everybody. We start about the year.
But I'm
Everybody talking
saying-
about we got deep. We got.
Yeah, but after y'all got exposed on that front line, it was like, okay, it's gonna be with y'all quarterback, the worst quarterback in the country. It's like, wow, it's gonna be hard.
So she just said they picking Georgia, and you tell me Georgia ain't been exposed? Georgia's been exposed multiple times all year. And they picking Georgia over Texas.
But
Come
Georgia,
on,
yeah, because it's all about the trenches. Because they kicked y'all butt up front. Y'all can't block that line. One time.
Okay, let's get
Hey,
to
What happened again?
It's just
It's just
AI.
so hey.
It's just AI generated. No, not me. AI. All right, so let's move to basketball. And I don't want to talk. I want to talk about this because it's exciting to me. Basketball about a young lady named Kalina Smith Truesdale. She's 16 years old. She's a star basketball athlete at Ontario Christian High School in Ontario, California. And she's a 5'6" sophomore point guard, and she is the highest rated recruit in she's class of 2027.
Yeah.
And she's already received almost 20 college offers and programs, and all that's wonderful and great. And I can list all those schools, but what's exciting is that she's making history because she is the youngest first female high school, women's basketball player to sign an NIL.
Oh, that's great.
I'm like,
awesome.
whoa.
I think it's awesome. And hopefully her family got a good village behind her to keep her mentally right. That's the only thing you'd be worried about. But she deserves it. She busts her butt, and I like a lot of these kids deserve that. and it's good to make them. It's good for them to make some early investment. I mean, you talked about this several times out there. A lot of these kids, one thing they do have today, how to be entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And this is good. And they hope they have her taking some entrepreneur classes. Hope she might have somebody in their family. Entrepreneur parents could be, but at least she could invest in some things, and she can invest in some things she can sleep on. She can make money in her sleep, like real estate or something.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And she did
So I
say she
think-
want to work for him too.
I think it's awesome because I was hanging out last night with my boy Rodney Hamilton, and he had me pick his cousin up from the airport. And he actually has a daughter who's a freshman that play basketball. His cousin does. And he was telling me about that girl. It's funny when you mentioned it today. I said, wow, that's the same girl we was talking about yesterday. They got like #1 program in the country too. And they got some big girl play center.
So
They
no
can
surprise.
play, yeah. So that's huge though. But you know, Cali was the first state to
Mhm.
do the NIL.
They sure, yeah.
And the governor did that. And LeBron James was right there with him and came to negotiate. So hey, that was
It's up from here.
It's
You know, it's like when we were in school, it's like, oh, I gotta get ready to go to school. But now, you know, a student like this, hey, I got to go to work, make some money. You know what I'm saying? And you go on to school fresh to death. You know what I'm saying? So,
right, yeah.
I would
It's a
kudos
win-win.
to her. I'm sure she just didn't wake up
Yeah.
and get what she got. She had put some work and effort into it, and all that good stuff. So kudos to her for sure.
You can't wait to see her play. I know they probably
Yeah.
have the game on ESPN. Yeah.
So Truesdale, I got a fun fact for you.
Uh-huh.
Did you know that Bronny James is the highest paid player in the G League?
Politics.
Did you know that?
Well, I get
With a
surprised.
$1.1 million contract.
Politics.
Now his game, you know, that's something. He's like what 333, 300 and something.
How many players in the G League? It's 300 something. I know
Yeah.
that's a lot.
I think
Yeah.
when I was looking, they said 333.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everybody gotta understand the LeBron James story is always gonna be something to talk about every day. Because the position he put the kid in. So everybody gonna pay attention to it, they're gonna check it out. Because the guy got a guaranteed contract and he's LeBron James' son, the way they set him up. But we all know he needs to play in the G League, which he needs to be, which he's at now. But man, that's pretty bad though. You'd be ranked that low. I mean, like I said, the boy should have went to college and should have went on and joined life of college. I mean, a lot of people don't understand. LeBron mentor is Griffin, and of course they're from Ohio, both from Ohio, and so I'm sure he probably told stories about him and his dad and thought that could happen for him. But history, yeah. But who want to be a laughing stock history? Who want to talk about that?
He's tied for 357th in efficiency total.
That's what I'm saying. That's bad.
Where he is right now.
So you just can't put the pressure on your child. I know that's something we don't talk about in the show. But,
But we can talk about it now.
Yeah.
We can talk about it now.
I mean,
We had
before
315.
we talk about that, I just want to throw out a couple things. You know that Michael Jordan only led the league. He has led the league in scoring 8 times, but he was only the highest paid person in the league once. So, and Pat Mahomes has never been the highest paid person in football. We perennially said he's the best quarterback. Tom Brady was never the highest paid quarterback or player in football. He's going down as a legend. So, and you said this before, it ain't how much you're making, it ain't about the check. It's about what you do on the court. So they oftentimes are not going to correlate. Hopefully they get it closer. But just because he's a high paid G League player, don't mean he's going to be the best player. Because you got a lot of players. I mean, and as far as him going straight to the G League, I mean, everybody know I'm a Dallas homer. We got a guy named Jaden Hardy, and he's 3 years in the league, and he went straight to the G League out of high school.
Melvin,
Went to G League 1 year and been in the league 3 years.
Melvin, you didn't name some freak of nature players.
Jaden Hardy's not a freaking player.
Melvin,
Jaden Hardy's not a freaking nature player.
Let me say this, Melvin. You said Michael Jordan.
No, I'm talking about being high paid
You
players.
said Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
It's all those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Those are freaks.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden Hardy's not a freak.
Okay, we talking about this boy here, Bronny.
I'm
There's no
saying,
wrong
you
enough
know,
with
dress my saying, dress
So the
everything I
thing,
said. Don't just pick a piece.
okay, but
Pick a
here's
piece.
the thing. Those guys still got paid a lot of money. What people don't realize. Even if they wasn't paid the highest players, but they made a lot of money in endorsements. See, we don't think you got a lot of these guys make a lot of money stealing money from these. They ain't got no endorsement deals. So the reality, they not making more than a lot of players anyway. Because you put your endorsement and you put your checks on what you making while you playing. This kid got endorsement, they ain't getting eyes paid, they ain't jack. So, all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you have all that favoritism and who else? The number one person behind all this is Cook, Jenny Cook. And if her daddy was living, he rolling his grave right now going crazy. And it is what it is. It's a soap opera story. It's going to be forever talked about. People are going to get mad on everybody talking about because LeBron's son, or black folks want to make things a racial thing, or he was white. All that ain't got nothing to do with it. Because at the end of the day, you got a lot of black kids out there hungry, can't get opportunities because of this like this. So my thing is, you put yourself in that position, so people gonna talk about it, whether they gonna love it or whether they ain't gonna like it. And if it don't look good, people gonna say things about it. If it look good, people is gonna do things about it.
People gonna say something either way. Yeah.
And the thing when I say about we talk about people can't play. Okay, everybody can pick up. The boy can pick up a basketball and play the game, but he can't play. The boy just can't play. People saying, give him a chance. He just doesn't know. What he can't do now is too late. You can't wait till the end.
This is not the time to give a chance.
Yeah. The boy can't run the one. He's 6'1". He's too short to play the two. He can't shoot like Curry. That's just the reality. He can't play the ball like that. So I can see the boy can halfway play, but the boy just can't play. And it's gonna go down as the laughing stock, and it's the trash history. That's all I'm saying about the thing.
Since you brought up Curry, since you brought up Steph Curry, do you know his brother was recruited higher and was, according to Steph, a better shooter than he was growing up, period. So with that being said, you can develop skills, especially when you start talking about something like shooting and being consistent in that craft. And Steph Curry ain't in the same stratosphere now. But Steph will tell you his brother, by the way, younger brother, was a better shooter than he was all the way through college. And Steph went to Davidson because he wasn't highly recruited. Steph went to Duke because he was highly recruited because he was a better shooter. So all I'm saying is you can develop skills. You can develop skills like shooting, like dribbling, especially when you're talking about being the one. Because go back and look at Steph when he was at Davidson. He couldn't handle the rock like he handles the rock right now.
Yes, he could.
No way near.
First
off, you're gonna sit here and tell me he's shooting like he's Davidson, like he's shooting right now?
First of all,
you brought up that Curry.
First of all, how about
you brought up Curry.
You brought up Curry.
Yeah.
I don't even know way in that category.
Who?
Bro, there's no way even in that category.
But you brought him up.
Okay, first of all, Curry. Okay, let me break down Curry. I'm a big Curry fan. Curry was 5'4", coming 5'3", 5'4", coming in high school. Okay. Curry wasn't highly recruited because Curry was undersized. He shot up later on. He was a late boomer. Davidson got a steal. The boy put on the best March Madness to me. I've been watching March Madness since I was a kid, and I ain't never seen nobody put on a performance like that, what he did. And he was shooting in front of a hot dog stand like he's shooting it now. And he could dribble. He probably got better with his hand, but he could dribble. That's something he could work on overnight. Because you know why? He can play. When you can't play, is at the end you can't do it. It's like you playing quarterback. And I tell these parents out here, sons play quarterback. You got to get a quarterback train. You got to get with a guy. You got to get with a guy like Steve Calhoun. You know, that's just like saying you're a quarterback and you can't read defenses. So what are parents supposed to do? They're supposed to go get a quarterback coach to train them like Steve Calhoun. Then you put them in a good system, make sure the school can teach them too. But the main thing is quarterback. If you don't when you get to college and you can't read defenses, it's hard. It's very simple. You got people like Lamar Jackson because he's such a freakish athlete, but they still can't win with him. They still got to know how to read defense to win. So what I'm saying is some things it's too late to work on. That's like saying you're a hell of an athlete. You can play receiver, but you ain't got the speed. So we're going to try to get you faster. When you get to college, it's too late. You got to run track early. So Curry could play. Curry brother could play. It was just a different. But my thing is you want to do comparing. They both can play. This boy can't play. He can't play. So you can't use that as a scenario.
Yeah.
And you can't learn how to play no point guard overnight at that age, man. He can't bring it down. Important to the G League, he can't play.
Yeah, I relate that to math. Like if you can't multiply and divide, you can't do algebra. It's just too late. It's too late.
That's why a lot of people older college, the first thing they have a problem with is math. That's why they get special too.
Right. Free algebra.
I mean,
I'm pretty good.
that's good, man.
Just saying, like, y'all keep saying the boy can't play.
Okay,
there are a lot of players in the G League that not even on his level.
They don't got what he has.
It don't matter what he got. I'm talking about. I'm not comparing his contract.
See, LeBron, like the guy said the other day on TV, LeBron put that boy in a position where everybody want to come attack him. And that's what everybody doing in that league. We're gonna attack him. And he getting what I got. He's stealing money. And he got it all in there. We're gonna get it. They want to challenge him. And so you putting pressure, that's what's gonna happen. If I got a team, they know we're gonna play Bronny, we're gonna get them. They got this boy on his man. As a player, I want that. I'm gonna get on the court and say, man,
Exactly.
you got my so they gonna come attack him, which ain't gonna be hard to do. It's basically basic to do, but it's a shame putting them in that situation.
I don't think it is a shame because you don't get better by playing a bunch of people that are worse than you.
You don't get better when you don't get the kid better when you put pressure on the kid. No matter what it is in life.
Yeah, you do.
You don't put pressure.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Yeah, you
When
do.
you put pressure on the kid, you go overboard.
No, no, you don't.
Okay. Well, see,
There's no such thing as going overboard with pressure.
No, I didn't say there's no such thing
Okay.
as overboard pressure. Guess what? Pressure makes diamonds and pressure busts pipes.
Yes, but at the same
So
time,
at the same time, pressure can be a positive and pressure can be a negative.
I agree
It's
with that.
about how you apply the pressure,
Yes.
about how you receiving the pressure, how they apply the pressure. So when you keep saying you can't make this kid, you mess up this kid because you put this pressure on, you don't know how Bronny's handling that pressure. You don't know how the pressure's been applied.
Bronny,
People that
We know the pressure ain't been helping him no
you
more.
can look on the court and tell the boy, hey, why
No.
I mean,
you
go play for a college team, you just start average 0 points a game. Then you're gonna put them up with the big boys. You know, pressure, we black folks been having pressure since our ancestors. So we do work better with pressure on us. The situation, we can't do that. Especially if we know we want to do something, People say we can't do, or we gotta do. I remember my friend beat this kid out of quarterback. And the dude was white, and the kids there said, well, hey, the pressure on y'all now. He said, pressure ain't that. We've been dealing with pressure since our ancestors. We work better with pressure. But when you're trying to pressure a kid, something that you don't want to do, or if it's something you want to do, but you got to go to certain levels and put the pressure on them, that's going to become a problem.
Sometimes you can apply too much pressure
Yeah,
and it breaks.
like the little girl. She made a B, been making A's all her life, and I'm trying to put so much pressure on that girl made a B. She always you can't, in some things, you can't go overboard.
You got to stop making up these narratives. There's nothing. There's no narrative. I read one narrative out there that said Bronny didn't want to go to USC. Bronny didn't want to go to the G League. Bronny didn't want to go to the NBA.
Because you know what?
One narrative. Because
you got to keep his mouth shut.
It doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So this is what I will say.
We spin the story to fit a narrative that ain't even out there.
So Nicole, at the end of the day, okay, you doing all that screaming together, the boy. And Nicole, what you got to say? Okay, you're stealing money to put pressure on the boy.
Okay, so this is
Okay,
what I
call the man to put pressure on that boy.
Yeah.
And he don't do it too.
You got hello.
Absolutely put pressure.
You talking about the grandfather?
Absolutely. You think he can just go out there and not practice at a certain level? You think he can go out there and not do his drill? You think he can go out there and not do the routine?
That is what
I know some of the people that go to the man camp. So at the end of the day, he got pressure to perform once you decide you want to participate. So he decided he want to participate. So yes, the pressure and the standard that's on him to be a quarterback at that level. Period.
At the end of the day, Nicole, what I'm saying is
he got pressure.
Okay, at the end of the day, you say what you said, man. At the end of the day, the way the man is doing it is very intelligent. The way they put them in the path to be ready for pressure. They're not putting pressure on him. His grandfather said no social media. Now, what LeBron's doing is putting pressure on him. And somebody he haven't read anything. He's a kid. He's not going to say anything. And one day he might write a book about it. We don't know. But by me doing it, I mean, you said what
You don't know.
Anyway,
So stop making up narrative. You keep talking about if and what. I'm talking about what's in front of us right now. Period. You keep talking about.
I'm just trying to
what
finish my
about the-
point. Period. Can I finish my point?
You didn't finish mine, period. So you got
Mel,
to
even
interject
got
like
to
that.
mine.
Mel, you've been screaming and yelling like you TJs on this whole time. Let me talk. Okay, as I was
make a crack. You want to make
as I was
a religious crack. Guess what? Yeah, I am religious. Right? I got no problem with it. Go to
Okay.
church every week.
Okay, and
So
brother,
your church, you got
and
to
bro-
go
and brother can go to church every Sunday and pray to God. He can play the NBA. He can't. That's not, I'm just saying, the boy can't play. Once again, number two. Why you put? Okay, you know what kills me? Why do Negroes always say when they can't win an argument, what they doing, they getting paid or something?
I don't always say that.
Okay, man, they getting paid. We talking about everybody getting paid. We ain't got nothing to do with that. And guess what? They ain't getting a dollar, ain't getting your
Hey, by the way, people tell me, man, wasn't no good at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
And I tell you, I told you that.
Okay, so
Okay,
both of you
nobody
all,
said that because that
By the way,
because that quarterback can't play. That quarterback can't play dead. So ain't nobody said that.
hello. Okay, so both of you all made your point. Okay.
I can't
And
make my
wait,
point.
hold on. And there's some validity in both. But before I make my point, I just want to say thank you, Alfio says Aggie Week beat A&M, and then Chris Waddell says hook 'em horn. Okay, so let's now, thank you for coming in. Thank you. Okay, now this is what I want to say. When the dust is settled and everything is everything, then we'll really know what's going on. Now, the perspective that I'm looking at it is just what I see. You see, from him playing, and I'm looking at the comments, and I'm looking at how things are going. And, you know, I see things a little differently because of the profession my mother's in as a counselor. So I see the telltale signs of some things. And to me, from what I see, yeah, he being pressured. Yeah, you want to pressure. There's nothing wrong with that. Just like stress can be a good thing. But depression ain't producing a diamond. It's just a lump of coal right now. It's just cold. Now, what I love for this young man is just somehow the phoenix rising out of the dust and the ashes, and I mean, just flap his wings and fly. All things are possible, and I'm gonna be one of the first. Look. Don't let nobody tell you what. But if not, and then something else happens, then it's like I'm not surprised. But yes, I want the man to win. I want everybody to win. But it's just not. Sometimes things just is what it is, and that's just what.
Sometimes things just reality. I scout for a living, so I can tell you what's what. I hope I do it. Look, it ain't happen. Some things too late. And then the thing is, what kills me is, tell me he getting paid. The boy already paid. The boy was paid when he was born.
Before he was born, and his mom was
born. That's my thing. And all I'm saying
that's
is
not
this.
issue.
That's the same. He's paid, and these other guys not paid way better than him, and they deserve this check where he's at. But it's a political thing. And my thing is this: when we discuss things, do you just Stephen A. Smith them saying that we getting paid still? Don't say what the person getting paid. We talking about the boy playing ball. Duh, we already know he's stealing money. Duh, we know we already getting paid. Duh, he was paid before he made it. The point we talking about him performance. Because everybody getting paid. If you play even NIL, all that. And all I'm saying, I always use the Manny as a scenario. The boy didn't want his grandson on social media. They taking their time with it. But guess what? They got to prepare. They got to prepare to play in the crunch. They got to prepare to play pressure. When he came in that Georgia game, they didn't give him time to get his rhythm. The boy he had pressure coming in on him in that. And he played like it was normal. Yeah, that's all that pressure. But what I'm saying is when you put pressure on the kid and they really getting pressure and they ain't ready, mentally, man, that's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's just that everybody I know that cover basketball, who I respect out there, know the game from A to Z, who I've been following a long time. And people out here I know on the streets that played the game and educated know what goes on in the game. They all saying the same thing. They saying
because they've seen it before.
They've seen it before. They're saying, why did you put your child in this situation?
They see it. They've seen it before.
That's all I'm saying. That's just like saying my child can't sing. Think about everybody had entertainers because they were big and they had kids home. And their kids put out albums, couldn't sing. Did they make it? Hell no, they didn't make it.
Mm-hmm. Romeo did good. ICDC college.
Well. We
did. Okay. Okay, guys. So it's almost time to wrap up. Before we do, we want to hit our the truth with Truesdale.
And this is the truth I'm telling y'all right now. Landon Williams Callis. Kid played for Randall High School. You want to go see any team play over Thanksgiving break? This is the guy right here. Now, see, Mel, this is the truth right here, man. There's a
Come on,
kid.
talk your truth.
It's a freshman. Played varsity as a freshman. The numbers he put up as a freshman is unbelievable. The boy came in high school running the 10-6, 10-5. His uncle, Rodney Williams, who's a sports agent, made sure that they didn't give that boy a bunch of carries as a freshman because he could burn a freshman out. You know, for this boy to put up the numbers he put up and the touchdowns he scored, many yards he getting 12 yards, this kid's just the truth. Now, growing up as a kid, I seen some of the best running backs come out of South Texas. From Craig James, we talked about a couple of weeks ago, Eric Dickerson, Ronnie James, Sloan Hood, Brian Terry, Johnny Bailey, Rodney Hampton, Big Robert Wilson. You know, these are some hell of backs that I knew that came out. And Kevin Williams, who was the #1 running back in the country, rest in peace, came out of Spring High in '88, went to UCLA, played with Reggie Moore. This kid right here is the best back I ever seen. And it's explosive. He's still young and still a baby. And I'm telling y'all right now, go see this kid. For the numbers he putting up, and for him to get the ball like, what, 12, 10 times a game, and the touchdowns he got, I mean, it's unbelievable. The kid, the best out of all them backs I always used to say was Johnny Bailey. And the thing is with this kid, he's better than him because he's more explosive, can run. And this kid just got hands. This kid is just unbelievable. I'm telling y'all right out there, Landon Williams Callis, aka Black Jesus. And you know if they call you Black Jesus, you got to be a bad boy. There's only one Black Jesus, and that's my boy, Michael Jordan.
All right, so BC
Richmond Randall.
Richmond
They're
Randall.
playing Brenham this weekend in Waller, Texas, right next to PV, 2:00 on Friday. Don't tell me the kids are true. The real
All
deal.
right. So, Melvin, before we get out of here, do you have any closing
Yeah,
remarks?
you have to go to Mars over there on point on. I mean,
In your point.
I'm ready for a great football weekend, as well as an awesome holiday weekend. I'm wishing everybody many blessings over holidays. Make sure you take the opportunity to spend time with friends, family, as well as foes that you can turn into some friends for sure. So be safe out there and go Cowboys and Longhorns.
Well, I think
That baby's D-Town.
Cowboys and Longhorns.
Well, I expect Texas to rebound. They'll rebound and everything. But I want to give a shout out to my cigar sister. Girl named Shantae. She smoked with me at Sweet House, and I saw her yesterday. And she came out the closet and brought a cowboy jacket out. She had that jacket on since 1977. I think she told me when she was a kid.
She's loyal.
So the jacket was kind of dusty because she had worn it so long.
Yeah.
I think Roger Staubach was the quarterback when she had the
Who's
jacket.
my boy?
Oh.
He loyal.
Thanks for showing me that classic cowboy jacket yesterday.
I guess for me, my closing remarks is stay hydrated.